Hey, I'm Vinh, and this is Seattle Eats, a food podcast from the Seattle Times and KUOW. Once a month, I like to share some of my favorite bites around Seattle. And this time, I'm getting some help from my friend David Gutman. He's a politics reporter at the Seattle Times, and he has a few of his own favorites to share. Are you ready for some gourmet versions of Cheez-Its? What about the best nachos in all of the Northwest? Those are just a few of the items on today's menu. Ready? Let's roll. Hey, Seattle Eaters! We have so much food to cover this week. I needed help, so I put up the bat signal. And rappelling down to the studio is Gutman! David Gutman is in the house. Welcome, David.
How you doing, Ton?
Doing good. So, Gutman, you're a political reporter for the Seattle Times, and in your previous life, an accomplished cook, chef, I would say. And the last time you were here, I told listeners about your famous steak frites that you used to make late nights when I eat at Sandbar. So welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah. You know what? I want you here because you have impeccable taste, and you always surprise me with the stuff that you eat. I always learn something when I talk to you. So I figured this month we go back and forth for some of the best bites we've had. Does that work with you?
Let's go.
Let's go it. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Sure. You do one, I do one.
I'm going to do one. Okay. This one requires a quick explanation, I feel like. So I have a 1-year-old daughter, and she wakes up very early. And so we go on a lot of walks with the stroller because there's only so many times I can sit there and read Little Blue Truck. We walk up and down Greenwood Avenue a lot, and we often end up at Ken's Market, which is a grocery store on Greenwood Avenue about 2 miles from where we live. And you walk into Ken's Market, and over on the left, under a heat lamp, is this big pile of tinfoil wrapped breakfast sandwiches. And I swear they are glowing under there. They're like a beacon. And I often buy nothing in Ken's Market except for one of these breakfast sandwiches. And they have a little table and chairs. It's very sophisticated. I buy a breakfast sandwich. Sometimes I buy some grapes as well. We sit down there and I unwrap the breakfast sandwich. It's a toasted English muffin with a fried egg, a sausage patty, very melty cheese, and man, are they good. I swear to God, they taste like Xanadu. They're so good. They're melty and they're warm. Sometimes I get a packet of mayo and a packet of hot sauce and I squirt them together on the wrapper and mix them up for a little, sophisticated dipping sauce. I bring a pocket knife and I cut off little corners.
Whoa. Back up. You bring a pocket knife?
Yeah, I bring a pocket knife and I cut off little corners to give to my daughter because she gets hungry too. That's why I also buy the grapes too. I cut the grapes. So she has grapes and I have the breakfast sandwich. Sometimes she has portions of the breakfast sandwich too. Anyways, it is probably the quote-unquote restaurant food that it's a grocery store, but it's kind of a restaurant because there's a table and chairs. It is probably the restaurant food that I eat the most, and they are so good.
Oh, man. Right out of the gate, you start with a hot take because near Ken's Market are 2 great sandwiches placed. One is Ben's Bread, and it's Fortuno. And I love that you didn't pick either one. All right.
Well, you know what? I forgot to mention about these breakfast sandwiches. $3.99.
Yes.
$3.99. Can't beat it. It might be the best $4 you can spend in Seattle.
Oh, gosh. For sure. And I love it. It's so simple, right? Eggs, sausage, McMuffin, or not McMuffin, English muffin, and it just works.
It works. Sometimes the circumstances are everything.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to stick to the same area as you. I'm going to go a few blocks south of Ken's, and I'm going to pick a sandwich from Grillbird. It's a new place on Phinney Ridge, and my pick for the sandwich is a shrimp sandwich. It's $12. I picked this in honor of you because you used to be a chef, and this shrimp sandwich, David, is a play on the McDonald's fish fillet sandwich. Ooh. For listeners out there, if you don't know, chefs love to riff on a McDonald's fish fillet sandwich. The other one they love to riff on is a McRib sandwich. But the best riff is always on the fish fillet. And I think the best play in Seattle is this shrimp sandwich that's done at Grillbird. It's like a thick, I would say an inch high patty. And unlike most shrimp balls or shrimp patties, if you've seen them out there, it's usually very gummy and pasty. And how they get around it this time is like they grind up the shrimp, but they also chop up the shrimp. So you have a different texture. And it's not over fried, so you have the snappy, juicy bite. And it's like a fish fillet sandwich because, one, it's coated in a panko batter. Ooh. And it comes with American cheese and slaw and pickles. And it's just so glistening rich. And it tastes very salty and seaweedy because I believe they're trying to add some MSG or some umami component. And it is a very good chefy play on the fish fillet sandwich. The best take, I believe, on the McDonald's fish fillet sandwich.
This sounds great. So it's like you've got whipped up, chopped up shrimp, but then also some chunks of shrimp.
Yes.
So it's like a shrimp sausage almost, but with varying textures. You've got your force meat and then your chunks.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's like a shrimp patty, and the shrimp is interspersed with garlic, scallions, and I would say some seaweedy. It's probably nori salt because I see nori salt on a lot of the menu items. It's a nice Asian take on a McDonald's fish fillet. And I think it's one of the best sandwiches you can get for $12 because that's still pretty cheap in Seattle. It's not $4 cheap like yours, but it's still pretty damn cheap. It works for me.
$12 is cheap. I mean, in Seattle these days, $12 is cheap for a meal. That leads to my next one. Are we ready?
Yes, round two.
All right.
Back to you, David.
I'm a little embarrassed about this one, and I'm kind of worried about being mocked, but I'm not that worried, actually, because this next one is from a chain restaurant. But it's a local chain. It's not huge. There are 5 locations in the area, 2 on the east side. There's one in West Seattle. There's one in Roosevelt. I went to the Capitol Hill location. It's called Cucina. It's kind of a, quote unquote, fast casual Italian place. There's oddly, I learned when I looked at their website, there's one in Dallas, but that's it. You order the counter, you pick a pasta and you pick a sauce, and it's kind of mix and match, which, can be good, but also I think can be to your peril. Sometimes you want like the pros to be like, this sauce goes with this pasta, but never mind. You pick what you want and then you sit down. And so it's kind of this like Chipotle vibe where you like pick one of these and one of those, but then you sit down and they bring you a dish of pasta in this big, beautiful, wide rimmed ceramic bowl. You get a glass of water in an actual like glass made of glass. It feels very sophisticated. The pasta is all made homemade right there. They have this big extruding pasta machine right behind the register. And it's really excellent. Like, I was surprised at how good it was. Is it the greatest bowl of pasta in the city? Probably not, but it's really excellent. And a bowl of pasta with tomato sauce and ricotta is $11.
Oh, wow.
A bowl with bolognese is like $14.
You can't beat that price.
You cannot beat that price. They have 5 different shapes of pasta, maybe 8 to 10 sauces. I haven't tried them all. I can't vouch for them all. But the bolognese, which I had, and the tomato sauce were both really, really quite excellent. I was delighted. It was a meal that really kind of boosted my mood, boosted my spirits.
David, I'm so glad you brought this up because I think one of the secrets in our city here is fast casual is very popular. And when you think of fast casual, we think of Chipotle, we think of burritos, even rice bowls. But I think the best fast casual, the most underappreciated, are pasta spots. Because think about it, you have 3 or 4 different pasta, freshly made, and you have 3 or 4 different sauces, and you just mix and match. And people don't talk about this in terms of fast casual, but I think those are the most underrated fast casual spots. David, are you ready for my best bite?
Yes, please.
Not only that, I brought some for you. Thanks for bringing the pasta, by the way. Where's your homework here?
Well, I brought nothing, but remember, part of the appeal is, you eat there and you get this nice big beautiful bowl that makes you feel like you're at a fine dining place when it actually costs $11. So I feel like that wouldn't travel.
Okay, nice. Good excuse. But my pick for number 2 is a chefy play on Cheez-It. It's actually called Cheese Isn't It. It is sold at a place called Ben's Bread, Stellar Bakery on Phinney Ridge. It sells for about $10 for a little bag. But keep in mind, it's made in-house, it's fresh, there's no preservatives. So pretty much it will go stale and dry if you don't eat it right off the bat. And Really, it's like Doritos. I mean, once you have one, you just can't stop. You gotta go on and on. So I brought us some.
There's one in my hand right now. It is.
And I should tell listeners, I didn't even offer it to him. He just grabbed it and just helped himself. So go ahead.
There's one in my hand right now. It's, I would say, 3 to 4 times the size of a regular Cheez-It. Instead of a kind of artificial bright orange color, it's this kind of burnished copper rough color. I'm going to have a bite right now.
Yeah. Looks like a ravioli, like a deep fried ravioli is what it is. It's basically a cheddar cracker.
It's delicious. It's flaky and buttery and cheesy and salty. I give it three thumbs up.
When I bite into it, David, it reminds me of a house-made tortilla chip. It's a dense bite, but once it's disintegrate in your mouth, you have this coarsely crumble that's sort of like this grainy cornbread muffin. It's very satisfying and has so much umami because there's so much cheddar. And I hate these gimmicky things where they do like, I don't know, just they do a take on a junk food and it's not as good as the actual junk food. But I think in this case, it works. The chef here, or the baker here, took a concept, Cheez-It, cracker, and he made it gourmet. And what I love about this is the texture.
It's flaky too. It's almost like got a pastry-like texture. It's delicious. Can I give you a thought on Cheez-Its in general?
Yes, go for it.
I like Cheez-Its. You know, if there's a bowl of Cheez-Its in front of me, I will eat them all. But is a Cheez-It healthier than a Dorito? And that's an honest question. It's not a rhetorical question. Because, like, I think cracker, and I'm like, well, cracker, it has to be healthier than a chip. And if it is healthier than a chip, great, let's keep having Cheez-Its. But if it's not healthier than a Dorito, I see no advantage to a Cheez-It over a Dorito.
I don't think one is healthier than the other. I mean, it's just...
Well, then what are we doing with Cheez-Its?
Because no one makes a good house-made Doritos.
Oh, yeah, no. That my comments were directed at the grocery store Cheez-Its, just kind of, you know, separately from this Cheez Isn't, which is just an artisanal delight, right?
And I would say, and this is very bougie, but this is the first time I've had this without wine. Because when I drink this at home, I drink it with wine. It's saltier than I thought, but I like it. This would be great with a Merlot. Like, I was checking my stash the other day, and I have a Merlot from Walla Walla. And by the way, listeners, Walla Walla makes the best Merlot in the United States. Hands down. Easily the best Merlot. And this would be great with a Merlot from Walla Walla.
It does make me want a sip of something.
Yeah, right? It's so cheesy. It cries for something. Beer would work. Even a Rainier would work.
I think Rainier pairs with everything.
It actually does. I think lager goes with Chinese food. It goes with everything. Round 3, everybody. David, what do you got for me?
My next one, in fact, is Chinese food. I've driven by this place a lot of times and had never been. It's in a strip mall up on Aurora Avenue in North Seattle, and it just has the cheeriest name. It's such a happy name. It is called Friendship Foods BBQ. I have kind of a soft rule that I won't go to a restaurant if I don't like the name. It's a...
What are you, a child?
It's a very dumb rule. But there are a lot of restaurants out there, and you need some way to choose. Anyways, this place is the opposite of that. I love the name. It's called Friendship Foods Barbecue. They do what they call Northeastern Chinese barbecue, which, as far as I can tell, basically means lots of little skewers grilled over charcoal. You get 3 small skewers for about $6, so you can try a lot of different stuff. It's good to go with... It's probably not the best place to go alone. It's good to go with at least a small group. And then they bring out a little portable electric grill to put on your table to keep all your skewers warm as they bring them out. So it's kind of an adventure, you know, hot pot style. You get to like stuff to play with as you're eating. And I didn't love every skewer I had. I think all the grilled meat seems to be dusted with this kind of similar spice mix, which is delicious. I think I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but I think it's some combination of salt and chili.
A lot of MSG.
Yeah, I hope so. Salt, chili, sesame seeds, MSG, and there might have been some cumin in there. What I loved were the lamb skewers. On the menu, they're called lamb, parentheses, with fat. And they are little cubes of juicy, fatty lamb packed really tight together on the skewer. And then they shower them in this spice mix, and they're hot, and they're juicy, and they're delicious. They were excellent. Friendship Foods Barbecue. I enjoyed the lamb skewers tremendously.
Every time I write best bites or like round of Chinese food, I had 3 readers mention this place. I went when they first opened years ago, and I don't recall, not because it wasn't good, just I eat out so much. It's like I don't have no recollection what I ate 6 months ago, yet alone 6 years ago. But I would say at least 3 different readers have written to me recommending this place.
No kidding.
It's a good value.
Yeah. You order the skewers and you get 3 skewers, and they're usually like $6 or $7 for 3 skewers. So it is a good value.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like food value, we get so much complaints from listeners and readers like, oh, food is so expensive. But you actually found 3 places that actually is, under $15. That's incredible. Only David Gutman could come up with this.
Cheapness is my sixth sense.
Well, David, I will see your lamb skewer, and I will raise you a gourmet nachos.
Ooh, nachos.
I'm going to take us to the northeast part of the county, and we're going to go to Woodinville wine country. My pick for third and final best bites are gourmet nachos from Delille Cellars. It's served inside their restaurant. The nachos are $16, but you want to supersize it by paying $5 more for the smoked carnitas. And this is even better than the cheese-it, or should I say cheese isn't it. This is nachos that's served inside the winery's restaurant in Woodinville. And it's basically bechamel, and the cheese is fontina, and it's served on a aluminum tray. It's so fancy. It's just ridiculous. It just cries to be mock and parody, but they take it very seriously. It's served in a tray, and it comes with tongs.
Ooh.
So you can't just use your hands and grab it.
Oh wait, are the tongs like a utensil for eating them or for serving?
Know.
Or
I assumed that to serve nachos. Really, no. It just cries for a parody, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, the staff here does not find this funny. They take their food very seriously, and you have 2 sides of candy jalapeno pepper and habanero sauce, and it's just so richly decadent. It's like my mouth just glistening with fat. It's like someone put Vaseline on my lips. That's how much fat and how rich it is. It's meant to be shared for 2, but I have never shared this with anybody. I just treat it as my own appetizer. I will actually make a special trip just to get these nachos. I think these are easily the best nachos in the Northwest. Not even Seattle, not even Western Washington, but in the Northwest. They're that good.
Wow. Idaho nachos. Crap.
So, David, I know that you will not drive to Woodinville to pay for $21 nachos. So I'll make a deal with you. Next time you come to my house, I'm going to get the nachos to go, and you bring me one of those $3.99 sandwiches, and we're going to compare notes.
Ooh, I'll bring you 2 of them.
Oh, that's even better. David, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Always a delight.
That was David Gutman, political reporter at Seattle Times. That's it for today. We have a list of all the restaurants we talked about in the description of this episode. Thanks for listening to Seattle Eats. The show is a production of the Seattle Times and KUOW, part of the NPR network. You can support Seattle Eats by investing in the local newsrooms and the specialized beats that make this type of storytelling possible. Please consider joining and subscribing at KUOW.org/eats and SeattleTimes.com. Seattle Eats is produced by Brandy Fullwood and edited by Jim Gates and Trevor Lensmeyer. I'm Tom Vinh. See you next week.